Club Kitchen. I'm Chef Drew Yerrick, and I wanted to make for you today a grilled chicken Mexican street corn risotto. So what I have here for the risotto is a nice heavy gauged stainless steel pan, and I've got it on high, and I'm going to add some unsalted butter. I like to use a wooden spoon. It doesn't make a lot of noise, and it doesn't scrape your pan. I've got my butter melting. I'm going to add to that some finely diced onions. In your recipe, I call for a medium-sized onion. I am using half of that onion because in my pan I have 4 ounces of unsalted butter, and if you don't want to add dairy to this, this is one of the only places where dairy does come into play. You can use olive oil in place of the butter. And so I just added the onions and adding some garlic, and I've got this on high, just sweating the onions and the garlic. I don't want a lot of color. I'm now adding half of the box of risotto, and I'm just going to stir that in. Again, I'm not looking for a lot of color. You can toast this and get a really dark, nutty color and flavor, but that's not what I'm going for here today. So I've added my risotto. I'm now going to add half a bottle of wine. This white wine, I'm using a Pinot Grigio. It's crisp, slightly, got a little light sweetness, and that's going to start my risotto process. The risotto is a labor of love. It takes a good 20-25 minutes to make a risotto. It's all about the stirring. It's all about the stirring. You want to stir, and you want to smash the kernels of rice against each other. This will release the natural starch, and it will give it the traditional creaminess and texture that a risotto is known for. So I've added the wine, and it has been absorbed very quickly by the stirring and the rice itself. And now I'm going to add some chicken stock. I'm just going to pour a little bit in here. Not too much. And again, I want to stir this in. And the time that it takes to make a risotto is taken up by the absorption process. So I just added some stock, and this is going to get absorbed, but before it gets absorbed all the way, I will add more stock. And it's just continuously adding the stock, of which I have 1 quart is good for the amount of risotto that I have in this pan, which is usually it's about one pound. So just stir it, and as you can see, it just started getting thick again. I'm going to add a little bit more stock. It's best if your stock is hot. It doesn't slow down the cooking process. And the risotto will absorb a lot of stock. So don't worry if it looks all soupy, because the rice is still raw and it still has a lot of absorbing to do. So while the risotto is cooking, I have a bowl here and some ingredients for the Mexican street corn. I've taken 4 ears of corn, cooked them off, and then I cut them off the cob, tossed them with a little olive oil and salt and pepper, and roasted them in the oven. I have a roasted yellow pepper that I've fire roasted, peeled, and diced. And the way I do that is I have a red one here. You can put it over a flame, put it in the grill, just put it in the oven. And when it gets all black or dark brown on the outside, that's perfect. You take it out, put it in a bowl with some plastic wrap, and just leave it. 15-20 minutes later, when it's cooled down, you take it out, and you see how the skin just comes right off. It sweats off by covering the bowl that it's in with plastic wrap, and then the skin comes right off. The skin is not something that your body can digest, and it makes it a nicer product when you have fresh, roasted, peeled red pepper. So you can have all these seeds in here. Just going to take the knife. Scrape lovingly, not too hard. And then I just take this soft roasted pepper, do julienne strips, and then I just turn it and dice small pieces. Add that into the bowl. Add that to your roasted corn. Taking a look at my risotto, it's nice and thick. But it's still not done. I still have a little bit more I need to add. Risotto should have a nice tooth to it. It should have a little bit of a bite. It shouldn't be mushy. All right, so to my roasted corn and peppers, I've got Parmesan cheese. I've got crumbled feta. I'm going to add a nice generous amount of chopped cilantro. Now, the chopped cilantro doesn't have to be super chopped. You can have nice big pieces in it. If you don't like it, you can substitute parsley. Some people like it, some people don't. I love cilantro, but I don't like cilantro cooked. It's a very different flavor for me. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a little bit of our Province Art Club seasoning mix, which I did in a video previous. So stir here. Probably have to add one more serving of chicken stock, and then that will be done. I'm going to take Mexican street corn and give it a toss. Get all those flavors together. And this is where the extra virgin olive oil that I forgot to put on the shopping list comes into play. So, nice drink of extra virgin. This is your street corn. Okay. And as you can see, it's nice and thick. I'm going to add one last amount of stock. Let this cook down. So, the risotto is almost complete. Give it about 20-25 minutes. Give it a little bit of a taste. Make sure that it's not too raw or too mushy, which I know it's not mushy. It's right there. As you can see, I have a little bit of liquid left, and I'm going to go to completion on this by turning up my heat, continuing to stir to release even more natural starches. It's just got a little bit to it, and that's what you want when you have a finished risotto, because it will continue to thicken, and you don't want it to be like cement when you and your guests are eating this lovely meal. So I'm going to take this risotto. And this amount of risotto will feed four people, 6 people, it depends on your appetite. And to reheat it the next day, just add a little bit more chicken stock or even water at that point. So I have here a couple pieces of chicken breast that I previously grilled off so that you could save a little bit of time, and you can do and use whatever type of chicken that you want. You want to use chicken breast, chicken legs, chicken wings. Nice crispy chicken wings would work nice with this. Anything that you would like would work. I'm using a sliced chicken breast, and then I'm going to take some of this Mexican street corn, and I'm just going to add it right here on the side. And I'm going to finish it with a little extra virgin olive oil and a couple pieces of fresh cilantro. And that is your Mexican street corn chicken risotto.